Yo, and welcome back to Tales of Arc. And if you're enjoying the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. But anyways, back to some Mabinogi Elemental Knight. So we're continuing on. I think I can unlock Elemental Knights because you just need to be, I think, like Master, Warrior, and Mage or something. As you can see, I ranked in Mage. That's why I have here's my Trinity staff. I bought from Stuart. I also have a Spirit staff, but it's unfair to use because the entire point of this play is to use what the game hands me and then progress through the story. Like, I use the Elemental staff when I'm not doing a video because it's for convenient, even though I'm not really a big fan of Mage, honestly. But you can't lie, being a Mage makes everything so much easier when you can just cast Fireball, even though I don't have like the chain cast for advanced magic yet, or intermediate magic. But it still does something at least. But yeah, but I probably won't use Mage when I do play. But if I have to, I do have a Trinity staff that's upgraded. I will upgrade soon. So yeah, but I really want to focus on melee. Yeah, mostly melee. And like, hopefully in the future to be like Arcana for martial arts, Lance. Yeah. Also, I need another sword so I can dual wield, hopefully. But it'll get here when it gets there, you know. But yeah, so continuing on, I at least think we can unlock it. Welcome back to the Arcana Association Room, Ursula. It's good to see you. From what I heard, Tara is still affected by the presence of Shadow Round. It costs resources to patrol the Shadow Round and keep away any danger lurking there suppressed. Of course, the city has Ursula, the Shadow Heroes, to thank for that much. But I'm against dumping such a great responsibility onto an individual and then promptly forgetting about it. I know, right? Even with that, what could be done without issue? Our conversation hasn't yet run its course, has it? Feel free to ask me anything that comes to mind. Promising Arcana candidate. We're always asking around for potential candidates who might be able to make use of Arcana. Perhaps this is a good chance for you to dabble in them yourself. Oh, I can learn all this? I thought you need to be masters in all of this. Because I'm definitely not master. Cleric, Chainblade, and Alchemy. Well, let's just see Elemental Knight. Looks like you're more than worthy. Oh, okay. He checks you before you progress. Okay, that makes sense. Looks like you're more than worthy to walk the path of the Elemental Knight. Just so happened that I discovered someone whose skills are excellent match for this Arcana as well. So how about it? Would you like to start the quest to obtain Elemental Knight Arcana talent? Yes. Very well, I shall assist you in obtaining the Elemental Knight Arcana talent, an endeavor in which I have no doubt you succeed. You ended your conversation with Lair. So is it in the... Yeah, it is. Oh, wow. Complete the Arcana. Oh, it's like an entire quest line. Talk to unfamiliar girl in the Great Hall on the second floor of Wrath Royal Castle. Before you stands a girl with bearing both proper and lively. Her clear aquamarine eyes seem like they could douse even the midday heat, and her lighting tan complexion speaks to hours spent outside practicing her swordplay. The red ribbon bound up in her chestnut hair sway as she moves, and her mischievous smile, one still feels the pressure of an upright heart. An unfamiliar girl stands in the hallway peering towards the door. Oh, she's cute. I don't know. Maybe this isn't the place. Stare. It'll be rude of me to touch her. Like, why will I feel like that's like Predator talking. Why would you poke some random person? ... Continue. Although it would be weird to see someone staring at you from across the room or like a few inches away from you. You really startled me there. Whew. Oh, hello. Were you headed in? I was told this is where I could find the Arcana Association. I was heading in. Ah, then would you happen to be a member of the Arcana Association? Came here because I was interested in joining the association. I was told I should speak with someone named Layer. Everyone said to look for a well-groomed guy, neatly dressed and fashionable. Are you by any chance Layer? No, but I do know him. Oh, but pardon me, so you're Ursula. Ah, my name. Would it be okay if I just kind of slipped in behind you? I really want to meet Layer. I mean, I just told you I'm going inside the room. I can take you in there. There are lots of things I want to tell him after meeting him, but the main one is that I want to join the Arcana Association. Ever since I heard about the association being founded, felt like it might be just a place for me. So if I apply and my application is accepted, does that mean I'll be a full member of the Arcana Association? Membership, I like the sound of that. If they do accept me as a member, I'll throw my all into whatever I do. I'm in great shape too, thanks to all the training. In fact, when I was younger, now that she started talking, it seems unlikely you get a word in edgewise anytime soon. Perhaps it would be better to simply steer her inside. Show her in. I guess I got a little excited there. Feels like all the butterflies in your stomach before your first day of schooling with a new instructor or before tests. Anyways, thanks to you for being so kind. I'll be right in after I smooth out a few wrinkles in my clothes. Gotta make a good impression and all, right? Yeah, her dress is pretty cute too. And though for the boots, I don't know, it feels huge, doesn't it? But it does match her gloves. Oh, she has a long side hair. Never noticed that. You end your conversation with the unfamiliar girl. Perfect timing. As always, I make it a point to keep my ear to the ground. Found a talent that I think would have been an excellent addition to Arcana Association. When I was still working as a servant, I overheard an interesting rumor about the noble. This rumor pertained to a young lady known for her flamboyant style of combat involving a sword set flame. A swordswoman. So they say, and the sight of her brandishing this burning blade certainly seems to leave an impression on many. Admittedly, it's been a while since I last heard anyone speak of her, but it came to mind when I was pondering whether I knew of anyone who might be a fitting addition to the association. Someone like that seems perfectly suited to develop the arcana we showcase. Her Majesty, the Queen, that mixes together close combat and magic. I actually recalled the rumor last night as I lay in my bed. Just before I nodded off, thankfully I remembered them in the morning and did a bit of nosing around, discovering that our mystery lady of the Blazing Blade truly does exist. Seems the servant of the royal household knows something about her. They likely overheard the chatter of noble at some ball or banquet. Anyways, I managed to find out her name. It's Cowenna? So that's how you pronounce it, Cowenna? Cowenna? I assume it's the latter. These names. I am the butcher of names. God, Excalibur looks so cool. I believe the name was Cowenna. Something like that, at least. Hey, excuse me. Her theme does really have an upbeat music to it, huh? She hasn't been corrupted by war, the killing, how terrible life is, how terrible humanity is. Like, I guess basically I'm saying she has no experience in the world and how terrible it is. So I wonder if these characters are gonna come with us for any of the future generations or something. Because it seems like we're amassing a team. Like, not that I enjoy doing the mission solo, but sometimes it's nice to have like some support. Like we had Tarlock and no, we only had Tarlock for chapter 1. Maybe Price, but like they're on the Tarlock was stuck in that one area. Price was being Batman, saving other people. So we never had like our little own group of people saving the world. So I guess this is kind of like establishing the A-team. Hi, nice to meet you, Layer, right? Oh, yes, but... Great, this is the right place. Thanks for the help, Ursula. Ursula, you brought her here? And I guess I'm glad to meet you as well, although I'm afraid you got me at a disadvantage. I asked for an introduction? Wow, he's so proper. Oops, sorry, I totally forgot. I'm Cowenna. Cowenna D's. Cowenna D's nuts. I'm sorry, I had to. I'm here to join the Arcana Association. Thank you for considering me. Cowenna, you say? Ah, then you already found her, Ursula. Quite impressive. For you to bring her here before I even requested it. You are currently undertaking Elemental Knight addressed to Hot Quest. You must complete this quest before starting different one. Wow, so that's certainly a surprise. It's no wonder you made such a name for yourself. That's just how I roll. You never cease to amaze me. Even your ability to gather information and put plans into action are first rate. Oh, someone seemingly slightly awkward whispers in a barely audible voice. I think there's some sort of misunderstanding, but seeing that you feel good, Ursula, I can't help but feel good too. That'd be our secret, okay? Thank you as ever for a courteous spirit, Ursula. Oh, that low blow. I mean, to be fair, we did meet halfway, so we'll call it 50-50. We're even. Now, Cowenna, may I presume that you come here because you wish to join the Arcana Association? You did express a desire to be involved with our organization activity, did you not? You got it right. I really want to join the Arcana Association. Perfect. In that case, I'd like to have an informal interview. More of a discussion, really, to assess your fitness for a membership. Would that be fine? An interview? Player who seems momentarily startled returned to his characteristic demeanor. Dryly rattle off standard hiring manager lines as though reading from a note card. As an organization that receives its funding directly from the royal regime, it is incumbent upon us to exercise some manner of standard. That's to say, in spite of our small beginning, we cannot simply accept an applicant without vetting his or her qualification. That's understandable. But simply, even though you're the very candidate we've been hoping for, it might raise a few eyebrows if we simply welcome you in without any sort of formal proceeding. Admittedly, having her suddenly show up like she did has thrown me off my game a bit. Please humor me and play along as I do my best to appear calm and composed, not in agreement. Man, he's so likable, huh? Now, it would be bad if 8 generations from now, because I'm only on generation 11, turns out to be a villain. But there's no way. He seems like a crucial character for this Arcana thing, system, feature. That I don't, but then again, we could take his place. No, we can't because we're busy out doing yada yada stuff. So, I don't know. Like, has there ever been a crucial character death? I don't really think so in this game. At most, we had some really, really terrible, sad. Well, I can't really terrible, sad. More like tragic story, really. Like the original 3 group. Oh, no, 2 of them didn't die. Only 1 of them did. Why is there always little girls that's being sacrificed? Triana, and what happened to her with the paladins? I've got his brother. Or is it Rion? That twisted, messed up thing done by that sexy necromancer. Ooh, the sacrifice, no, I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Or Prince Charming, Princeton's shiny armor kind of save her for the dragon generation. Kind of here too when Lamarck showed up to save Jenna. Yeah. So I don't think we had any like tragic losses that's currently present. At least I think so. Yeah. We set on the scope of the interview. Are you ready, Cowenna? I sure am. Ask me anything. First, why don't you give us a brief introduction? Take a minute to tell us how you found out about the Arcana Association. What made you decide to apply, etc.? It's a surprisingly standard question for something he claims to be thinking up on the spot. He has been pondering potential interview question in preparation for this eventuality. Okay, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Cowenna D's. I'm sorry. Cowenna D's nuts. I was born and raised in Tara and have a brother and sister, both older than me. I first heard about the Arcana Association from my family, who had seen the announcement of its founding. When I heard about it, I thought this might really be a place for me. The reason I say that is because I like mixing up two different disciplines, swordplay and magic. I'm pretty good at it too, if I say so myself. So far, I've been focusing on adding fire magic to my attacks. Yeah, she does seem like the burning upright type. Well, they did say that's what she is. I definitely am going to learn fire magic because fire magic is the best. Though was thoughtful response to a proper interview question. Has she been thinking of how to answer potential questions well before she arrived? Good. Now moving on. Please briefly explain your goal, including what you hope to accomplish as a member of the Arcana Association. Sure thing. I believe joining the Arcana Association is the next big step in improving my swordplay. I don't really have a place to practice the kind of things I want to try, but if you accept me here, I have a place to train and learn about how to keep advancing my magic-based sword technique. As for my life goal, well, I want to live a happy life. I think that here in the Arcana Association, I can do what I like to do, not do the things I don't like to do, and have a fun time. That's about it. Thank you for your candid answer. Now, Ursa, shall we briefly convene to discuss the candidate? Converse. Lair speaks to you, his voice slightly above a whisper. Ursa, while I find myself quite satisfied with her response, it seemed at all unusual to you how readily she responded to my question. I figured she might have taken aback by the suddenness of the situation and give a few vague, non-committed response, but no, she faced everything head on. That's just her character. That's who she is. I feel like she's not the type to lie or keep secret. Well, she did keep a secret about that. Like, if it's hard for anything, I feel like she would say something about it, or if she sees any wrongdoing, she would confront it. I feel like that's who she is. She's like just a sunny, upright character. I think what we need now is to figure out what sort of person she is. Beyond the limited bounds of this interview, of course. Most immediately, we need to confirm that she's skilled in her blade work and spellcasting as she claims. Much as I like to do some informal gathering myself, I can't very well leave Cowenna here in the room alone while I go about it. She seems very enthusiastic. Here's what we do. I'll keep her busy here while you slip out to run errands, let's say, and gather a bit more information on her background. I believe Tara's clothing shop may be a good place to start, since she's a noble, and most noble patronize such business indeed. The Emporium Banquet is a favorite amongst ladies hoping for one-of-a-kind dress for their next gala appearance. Excuse me, is this going to take long? Of course not, just a few things to cross-check. A bit of a bureaucratical paper shuffling. You know how these things are. By the by, is that his catchphrase? While we wait, would you care to hear a little more about the Arcana Association? Timmy, I should have provided information before the interview. Oh yes, that sounds perfect. This is your chance to slip out here and do your thing. Leave matters here to Lair and pay a visit to Elune at the Tara clothing shop. According to Lair, you should be able to gather information on Cowenna from Elune. Oh, Ursula, what can I do for you today? I came to ask you about something. Question from you? Well, if it's certainly something I can answer, I'll be glad to help you out. Although keep in mind, I'm up to my neck in work. All these ballroom gowns will be the death of me, I swear. It's no easy task being the go-to seamstress for a city's most dedicated noblewoman. Elune seems just like the person to ask for information on Cowenna. Given her extensive dealing with noblewomen, what will you inquire about? Cowenna's name. You're curious if I know Cowenna D's? Is that even a question, dear? Elune seems rather peeved, her voice dripping with irritation as she continues on. Oh, I know her. That tomboy is quite the handful. Even for Sir D's, she's like a cyclone. A real troublemaker of a daughter with a rambunctious second to none in Tara. I thought she was an upright person, but maybe, well, they did say she was mischievous. Now I guess that'll make sense. The D's family isn't particularly prestigious. They haven't stored the histories of great houses, nor have they produced many high-ranking officials. They get busy trying to predict and react to the wits and whims of others, and on top of that, they have to keep that daughter of theirs reined in. It's quite unfortunate, really. That seems a bit harsh. Is she that much of a troublemaker? Seems you harbor some doubts. Well, I wasn't intending to bring this up. For now, you go on and force my hands. Trust me, you change your tune once you see it. Elune turns, walking to the corner of the room. She returned clutching a garment that at some point was probably fit to be worn in polite company. Do you know how splendid this dress used to look before it seared like a side of beef? That devilish damsel Cowenna shamelessly turned a prize piece from my summer collection into a tinderbox. Didn't have the gall to bring it back here to have it mended. Oh yeah, she cheerily handed it to me herself, feigning ignorance of the magnitude of her transgression. I had hoped to maintain my usual elegance in the face of this travesty, but upon seeing the extent of the damage, I flew into frenzy. My blood was fit to boil. All the time I spent, all the effort just to have it treated with no more dignity than some soldier mud caked the training garb. The collar was burnt, the lace cuffs were almost completely singed away, and egad, the less said about the condition of the seat, the better. Oh, the better. Oh, how does one burn one's own button, even by accident? Needless to say, there was nary a square inch untouched by the kiss of flame. Elune drastically fanned herself, unable to contain her fashion-induced rage. Deeply breathes. All this stress is doing my skin no favor of that, I assure you. I can't simply lose my composure like that. Even seeing that dress again is making me livid. Just go on and take it, Ursula. The sooner it's out of my sight, the better. Seeing as you're looking for a Cowenna anyways, you can return it to her if you like. Tell her I refuse to sully my dullest needle on the cinder heat. Damn. Just looks have been through a literal trial by fire, with more holes than a piece of cheese. You might be able to learn something if you take a closer look at it. Now part of the dress is entirely free from the burn marks. This is related to Cowenna's ability to wield a flaming sword. Closer examination of the damage should give you a more insight into how the dress wearer burned it. Examine the dress closely. You just have to use your power of deduction to learn what you can about this dress. That is how outfit for a little more than dusting furniture. Ah, Batman detective mode. Carefully inspecting dress, you're surprised to find that memory has been burned into it, in a manner of speaking. You catch a glimpse of a girl. Is that Cowenna? How much longer do we have to work on Firebolt? It's already been 3 hours. Oh, look at this cheery guy. I know it's just our first lesson, but this is so boring. Can't we try something else? Maybe some swords drill? Cowenna, you may have hurried your previous instructor with this sort of behavior, but petulance will gain you little with me. They warned me about you, to think you've blown through 12 instructor in the space of a year, but you find me a cut from a different cloth, experienced in theory and practice both. And that is precisely why I suffer none of your nonsense, you hear? With my skills and my family heritage, you ought to be honored to be my student, and afford me the respect I am due. Not really. You don't just get respect just said by saying, oh, you're this and that. You get by earning it. Even this lady literally knows nothing about you. Like, you shouldn't fight against the flow. You should like guide it. Like you know she wants to learn more about swords, so give her an hour of Firebolt, then train her in the sword and teach her how, hey, it's not all that bad to have multiple options aside from being a swordswoman. You can have fire too. Use it to your advantage for range. Like, she's young. Oh, well then, how about a demonstration of your skills? How was I supposed to know all that stuff when you've just been standing there the whole time? Also, yeah. Is that a hint of doubt I hear? Do you think me incapable of simple demonstration because I serve as an instructor rather than as an infantry? Yo, this guy's a bad instructor. You think I'm just here for a show? You think I fake my resume? Is that it? No one said that. I mean, that's not what I said. That's the whole hot dog and burger thing. I say I like burgers, and then you say I hate hot dogs. I didn't say that. You think instructors are just pushovers, don't you? Then we're simply punching bags higher to assuage the egos of children with more wealth and sense? Well, let me tell you something. Even you, respect your parents, are going to hear about this. I'll be back after I make a report to your parents, so keep on training in the meantime. This guy's a garbage. Report my parents. But this is my first lesson. I haven't even done anything. Well, whatever. Now I can get to sword training. Where's she going? Shouldn't she train the dummy? What's the difference between this and that dummy? This is... Man, she has great damage. Compared to my weak ass. Sure, it's fun to cut loose with close combat skill after just using magic, but I do feel a little guilty since I was supposed to be practicing my spell. But wait, the important thing is that I practice my magic, right? I mean, magic is still magic, even if I use it with a sword instead of a wand. A brilliant solution if I say so myself. I mean, that's pretty normal. People used to use magic with melee all the time in PvP. Alternate between using close combat and magic. Oh, it's not set up. The rule of 3, this would be it. Nope. Great, all warmed up. There's nothing like a good warm-up to work that tension right out of my muscle. Now that I'm all loosened up, I can try something a little spicier. As long as I'm careful, I doubt it'll be dangerous. In fact, there's something fun I wanted to try. Can I set my blade on fire with magic? I'm surprised no one has tried that. Like, you guys just coat your sword with oil and then... But then the oil will get on your hand, honestly. Like, I know... Like, I assume we eventually will get some poison blade because you can put poison on weapons too. Oh. Okay, keep using it. Damn it, I keep forgetting. Did these embers land on me? Oh well. I mean, wouldn't you be worried? Isn't your dress flammable? I mean, I would. I'd be like, oh man, I don't want to catch on fire. Cowenna! Did you listen to a word I said? Get over here this instant. The instructor is your aspirated shout fills the air. So that's how they address the same critical damage. Seems that as far as this memory goes, seeing the way she used magic to enhance her blade appears to be the rumor about Cowenna's ability are true. Go to Layer and tell him what you discover about Cowenna. Also, terrible instructor. Like, if you see that and then you should have stayed and watched for a bit and then like, oh, she's not catching on fire. She's actually fine using it. You can tamper that ability and then which will get you more like, which could get you famous. You'd be like, oh, the instructor who taught this girl how to wield fire magic or like flaming sword. You'd be the first of your kind.